Boom. All right, well, there you go. So it is noon, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So today, first of all, today is July 2nd. July 2nd. Can you believe we're almost halfway through the year? And before we get started in talking about companies' culture, culture, well, the question really is, have you done the things that you said you were going to do at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year? You're all pumped up, making those goals and, I'm going to do, I'm going to do, I'm going to be. And here we are. And so are you on the pathway to succeed? I don't know, because I'm like, in some ways I'm doing fine, in some ways not so much, right? And so it's okay to adjust, readjust, get yourself together. So let's go ahead and get started. And so do you understand what culture is? If you don't, look it up. Go to your mentor, go to your bud, go to your boss, talk about culture, right? And we're going to be talking about patterns of behavior for a particular group of people or your family. It could be an ethnic group of people. It could be people from the South. Like I used to say, Southerners are so thankful. Thank you, grateful, all that kind of stuff. They would, and of course, that doesn't mean that the other people are not. It's just Southerners were known for that. I don't know what Southerners are known for today. Bunch of foolishness. So anyway, so a culture is a group of people. It's a pattern of behavior, right? So when you look at a category of people, that's what we're talking about. Then when do you understand your own company's culture? You could, look at your company, where you work, or if, you're like CEO of you, then what's the culture in your home? What's the culture in your own business? You're large and in charge, so understand that. Basically, we're talking about your company's personality. I know, like companies have personality. It could be boisterous and bold and aggressive, and you could be assertive, or you could be a rude, you could be a relaxed, all those different, personality. Like you want to understand the company's mission. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about culture and questions you might ask, or you might sit and talk to your mentor about. Just understanding the company's vision, because where do you fit in there? That's the whole question. Where do you fit in to the company's vision and mission and goals? And do you understand the company's common language? Now, when I served on active duty for 27 years in the Army, the greatest army on the planet, by the way, there is a language, and there's common languages in each culture, right? So we could say hua, and people knew what that meant. It could mean, it takes on different meaning, basically where you are, the context of it. You might just say hua as in, or hua, I'm excited about this. Hua, yeah, I understand. So it depends, and that's a common language. How you doing, Gina? And so you want to understand the company's standards, right? And we're talking about 5 ways to learn about a company's culture. So this is like a company's processes and understanding what that means, the work environment, right? The company's brandings. These are things that it's good to understand, to know about, and just understanding the company's people. And what type of people we're talking about, right? Companies just everyday goals, management and infrastructure. But we're talking, some type of hierarchy where we have one person in charge and a whole bunch of employees. So do you have some middle management in there, or is this like free fall and laissez-faire type of environment, and we love everybody, nobody's in charge? You want to understand the communication process within your company. If I had a question about something, where do I go? Do I talk directly to that person I directly report to, or do I talk to my peers, or what does that mean? Or is it written somewhere? Is this like I go online and look at it? These are these monthly, quarterly, every 6 months, those automated training requirements? Is this where I find that? What's the culture? What's your company's rewards and recognition process, right? So if I make 5 widgets, does that mean I'm going to get a high five, I'm gonna get recognized, or I'm gonna get just whatever, make more widgets. What is that process? What does that look like? Are we rewarded in front of people, or is this like something you find on your desk when you get back, right, in your cubicle? So, how do you learn about the company's culture? You're going to check out the company's website. You're going to do research beyond that. You're going to ask around. You're going to ask the right interview questions. This is if you are seeking a company to work for, or if you're establishing your own, interview questions. And the other assumption is that you're already working in the organization. And so you can still ask those right questions, right? And then you can shadow someone. That's a good thing. So I'm Angela Odom, and I retired after 27 years of active military service from the Army. Military service was a pathway for me to serve currently now as the founder and CEO of the Better You Project. It's a community of women leaders, and we are focused on helping emerging women develop their leadership skills with confidence. And so that's why we're talking about the different leadership topics, right? Sometimes just hearing somebody else say it gives you the space to think about it and contemplate, okay, well, what does that mean for me, right? So this is what we're not talking about today when we talk about culture. We're not talking about the communication style. We're not going in deep into that, clarity, patterns, performance. We're not talking about decision-making or the atmosphere itself. We're not talking about the team approach or independent working. We're not talking about structure. We're talking about 5 ways, right? 5 ways to learn about a company's culture. Just so we're clear. So you won't be expecting like when we're going to get to the dynamics in the workplace. We're not doing that today, right? So one way to learn about a company's culture is you just check out the website, right? And you go to the website and you look at the About Us page. And some people have cute names on there, but find the About page about the company. You're gonna looking for the description of the company's mission and values. Sometimes it's not updated, and so that's okay. But that's one way, right, to learn about the company's culture. So right now, if you have looked up angelaodom.com and went to the About page, type a yes in there. If it's no, then you can do that, angelaodom.com. And then a second way to learn about a company's culture is to conduct further research. What does that mean, right? Conducting further research. There's several ways to do that. You can Google it. We Google all kinds of things. Like Google, we act like Google is a verb, right? It is. So in your search bar on your digital device, your smartphone, your laptop, whatever it is, you put in the company's email address, web address there, and then you just start looking and seeing if it's outdated. Then that'll tell you something, right? I remember when I served in the Army, it wasn't the big things, that would bite you in the buttocks. It was the small things, the details. And so if you showed up at a unit, an organization that took pride in the small things, the basics, the foundations, then in addition to taking care of their people, right? In addition to being a company, organization of integrity, of consistency, then guess what? And then you would find that the big things would take care of themselves because the people would take care of the big things. But the small things matter a lot. So Google it. You can go to Glassdoor. That's if you are, interviewing, preparing an interview for it. You can go visit, right? So if you wanted to one day, because I would love, I think, to work for Whole Foods in their corporate office, right? They're the ones with the, the food is kind of pricey, but we know, we're expected anyway, that it would be fresh, right? And it's healthy, and it's got all these great ideas about how to eat the right way, what to put in my beautiful body. So I'd love to work for a company like that. So you can visit, right? You can look at brochures, go on LinkedIn, and, type in examples of further research. What might you do as opposed to just Googling or looking up the company's URL, right? searching for the name of the company. There's some other things you can do, so put that in the comments below. And so a third way to learn about a company's culture is ask around. That's what we do, right? And we want recommendations. We want to find out, hey, so anybody work for Google? Anybody out here working for Amazon? How do I get that UPS job? What do I do with that? What about HR? You should go to some of the associations for that particular company, whatever industries that they're in. You can go to some association meetings. You can go to alumni meetings. There's several ways. Just ask around, right? You can also do like meetups with people that currently work there at that particular company, or people who recently worked for a company. So the bottom line is you gotta take some action, right? These are different ways to learn about a company's culture before you get in there and just like and so there's other ways you could find people to ask, because that's what this is. You're asking people, hey, so what's it like? How should I dress? And do they have some fascination with my hair? Do they think it should be long and blonde? Do they think they have a problem with me when I come in there with my braids? What is that? So sometimes people have a fascination with hair. Some companies, they want to make that some kind of standard of, the way you look, as if the hair impacts your performance. So when I was in the military, when I was in the Army, then it was all about being able to put the gas mask on. So you couldn't really have a whole bunch of hair, because that was the whole thing. You got to be able to put that gas mask on. So you got to deal with your culture and how that works for you, what your everyday looks like, and understand the restrictions. So if you go in there with your fancy business suit on, and it's Friday, and this is like dress down Friday or dress down Monday, or work at home, and we're going to do we're going to be on video chat Tuesday. So you want to make sure that everything's decent and in order. So understand that. A fourth way to learn about a company's culture is you want to ask the right questions, the right interview questions. Now, if you're already at the job, you can still ask questions, right? And really, some of the questions you might ask is the difference in independent work versus teamwork, or the day-to-day schedule, where you might want to ask about, like I was talking about, the hair, or if there's any particular training that's done, and how is that? What's the development, the leader development process or program in this company? How do you get into it? How do you learn about it? Or what's the travel requirements, right? And you want to just ask those questions ahead of time. If the expectation is, if you're in sales, right, in any company, in the industry, and you're like, I don't really want to travel that much, and you're traveling, the requirement for that particular position in that company. So inside of companies, the different departments might have different cultures, different expectations, different patterns of behavior, right? So if you have other interview questions that you could ask, and type those down. I don't see you typing. Oh, there you go. And a fifth way to learn about a company's culture is you can shadow someone. You can reach out and say, I'd love to just be able to gain from your perspective, because you're going to see like the meetings that they attend, if you're allowed to attend the meetings. Sometimes there's different levels of security. You might not be able to get in the room. So just know, ask them about it. Ask the question, right? Answer's always no if you don't ask. And so type yes or no if you would be willing for someone to shadow you, right? If you're willing for somebody to shadow you, then say yes, 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 yes. Now, I guess the question is, what does all this matter? What's the big deal? Like, so what? What is that? The bottom line really is you want to be a good fit. you're going to work in an environment where you are comfortable, that you understand what the expectations are, that your resume matches what you said you'd be able to do. So the company's going to behave in a certain way, and you're going to behave in a certain way. So you want to make sure it's a good fit. And sometimes, jobs are not just paychecks. Sometimes you're like, yeah, most of the time they are, right? I'm doing this thing so that I might be able to spend time with or do these other things. And so maybe sometimes there's a paycheck, but I like to be in an environment where it is more than a paycheck, right? And why is that? Because we spend an inordinate amount of time working somewhere, right? So you want to make sure that that you're not in an environment, you want to be in an environment where you're happy or at least content, working at a job or working for a company. Sometimes it's okay to say no, pass on that opportunity, or go into a different department or go into a different industry. Then guess what? You got to do what you got to do. So sometimes you want to work there or work in that position, working at that department until you find that next stepping stone. Because like me, my military career was a pathway to becoming the CEO, the founder and CEO of the Better You Project. So if you're on a path, don't worry about it. Just do what you need to do, understand the culture, but keep your head down and, keep learning and make some progress on your own skills, right? So really what we're talking about is before you accept the job, before you, get yourself all settled in, then you want to make sure you're a good fit if you have that luxury, right? And so we're really talking about your skill set, your experiences, your personality, and your goals if they are a good fit for the company. Guess what? Somebody else owns this place, owns this company. Someone else is setting these standards and the attire. Somebody else is saying what the everyday goals will be, what the values are. What's the standard of performance? Somebody else is setting all those things up. Now, when you're like the CEO of yourself in your own company, then that's what you're going to do. And somebody else is going to be trying to fit in with you. It's always funny to me when I see like the athletes, right? And they're from all sports, whether they're it's rodeo or whether it is tennis or basketball. Some people got and I see like the snowshoers or the skiers, everything. They got the big old tattoos and they got to put them on their neck and they want to do something up here. And well, guess what? They have sponsors. They have regular income. They got like thousands and millions of dollars in it, and their income is still going up, whereas you're not there, right? So consider where you put your tattoos. Consider how you, what color your hair is. I saw a lady the other day, her hair was blue, and then she had highlights in it. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. I wonder, so she must own her own place, right? Or she's in a place, a culture, an environment where that's acceptable, right? So just understand that. Get in where you fit in. But I don't know if you got your blue hair and you go for the interview and these are the people that wear khaki pants every day with their, buttons all the way up to here. Well, that's probably not going to work out. These are people who's got a problem with hoops, earrings. So just know where you're aiming to go and the pathway to get there. So yes or no, if you currently work in a space where you are a good fit, type yes. Well, that was pretty quick, right? That was 5 ways to learn about a company's culture. And this is, again, the Better You Project's weekly video show for women leaders. I'm Angela Odom. You can always go to angelaodom.com, right, and learn more. We're focusing right now on the SOAR Leadership Confidence Group Coaching Program. We're looking at comprehensive step-by-step curriculum with 10 training modules, 10 weekly group coaching calls via Zoom, and Zoom is an online video chat platform. You can talk, you can just call in, or you can be seen So that's up to you. And you do weekly homework assignments plus templates, checklists, and resources. The whole point is it's the middle of the year already. We set all these goals and, said, oh, I'm all excited. I'm going to be half my size in 6 months. I hope nobody said that for real. That's craziness. Or, whatever that goal is. I'm going to get this certification. I'm looking at establishing myself in this industry, so I need to do these things. And then here we are, right? And so you want to make sure that you are able to be confident in what you need to do and who you need to be, how you need to show up to succeed and achieve success in your own career. Because we're talking more than a job, right? So go to angelaodom.com/leader plan, set up a one-on-one with me, and we'll work through what this looks like for you. With that said, again, I'll see you next Tuesday at noon on the Better You Project weekly video show. I'm Angela Odom, and of course, as always, I'm rooting for you. All right, take care.